Hey guys, Budcat7 here. It's Thursday, December 12th, 2024. And I did a video earlier today about these mysterious drones in New Jersey and New York. And since then, we've got more information from the feds about what their assessment of it is. And I had to do this video in response to that because, quite frankly, it's preposterous. Okay, so I'm going to explain to you why it's preposterous. And if you don't know, I mean, you have to be too bright to figure it out, okay? So what they say is nonsense, and basically their response to it sort of indicates to me that they already know what it is, all right? So why would they downplay it and all kind of stuff when it's clear as day that it's instilling fear in some people who are witnessing these things because it's inexplicable. They have no answers or whatever. So, I mean, a lot of people who have experienced this may be dwelling on that. So this is not a good thing for them. So let's see if we can hear the story on it. It should be coming up.
Wins on 92.3 FM.
Let's see if they talk about it. They talked about it this roughly around this time. So let's see if we can get the actual statement from the feds there, which, more or less you say it's no threat to public safety. Okay, so I'm going to show you how that's absolutely ridiculous based on what we know already. It's absolutely a threat to public safety, but if it's what they claim it is, it's even more so. So in any case, it may be no threat in actuality because of what I think it is, but if it's what they say it is, of course it's a threat. But
by recent comments from the mayor about deportations for immigrants.
No, not yet. All right. Well, we'll try to get that. And in the meanwhile, let me just show you a picture of one of them. All right, and you tell me that's proof positive that these things are drones. Okay, they only come out at night. Okay, and this is basically the best photographs of them so far. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, you see that? This is on the cover of the Post, right? See it good over there? Okay, so you see this like 3 light thing there, and then this sort of 4 light multicolor thing, color photograph, right? Okay, so that's the photographs there. Let's get back and see if the radio is picking up on this.
Continues. Governor Kathy Hochul issuing a statement on the plane crash, reading in part the crash.
No plane crash, but they just had it the last hour around this time. See if they come up with it. It's a quick story, but
we are hearing now from the White House, where Governor Murphy met today with
there
federal
you
officials.
go. Listen up.
Mystery drones spotted in the skies.
National Security spokesman John Kirby said the images reviewed by
John
federal
Kirby.
law enforcement agencies appear to be manned aircraft operated lawfully.
We have no evidence at this time that the reported drone sightings pose a national security
Manned
or
aircraft
public safety threat
operating
or have
lawfully.
foreign nexus.
There have been 2 sightings in recent days over Naval Weapons Station Earl in Monmouth County, where Sean Golden is
Naval
sheriff.
Station.
When those things happen, it is of concern, and we ought to get to the bottom of it.
Golden wants Governor Murphy to declare a state of emergency.
It's not what Kirby's
grounding
saying, it's
all
what the guy
recreational
that-
and commercial drones.
Jersey
Marla
guy.
Diamond, 1010 wins on 92.3
All right.
FM.
So you heard it's no threat to public safety. It's manned aircraft operating lawfully. Okay, so, all right. So let's suppose, for argument's sake, that they really are drones, car-sized drones. Okay, so many of the reports from New Jersey were these things hovering over people's houses. Okay, so let's say, for example, these car-sized drones lost power suddenly over your house. You think that's a safety concern? What do you think? I don't have to think too hard about it, but I guess if you're okay with all that stuff and no problem for you and you think they're operating lawfully, then tonight when you go to bed, my suggestion to you is that you put on your best clothes. So when they bury you in a few days, they won't have to look for the good clothing that you need to be buried in. Okay, so of course that's ridiculous. If they really are drones, I mean, would you want that thing hovering over your house and then all of a sudden, oops, it lost power or lost control? There's some guys in a warehouse somewhere, with joysticks and computers running these things. Let me show you another interesting photograph of the night sky with these supposed manned drones there, operating lawfully, by the way. We'll talk about that in a second. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so take a look at that. Okay, can you see? Can you see? See the little circles there? The circles. See all the circle things? Little groups of them and stuff. Okay, little groups of drones and then some random ones flying up there and around and here and there. Okay? Really? Yeah, okay, so there's a warehouse somewhere with a bunch of guys with computers and joysticks flying these things around. Okay? And going in over residential airspace with car-sized drones. That's lawful, I guess. And, I mean, there's lots of restrictions about, just a regular sized drone. See, if any of those regular sized drones, like, hit your house, probably nothing really happened. Probably just break it. But if one of these car-sized ones drops on your house, I say that's a threat to public safety, if I ever heard one. Okay, so, so anyway, these guys who were in a warehouse, okay, so one of the mayors in northern New Jersey said that he went out with his kids and they counted them in the night sky, just like we saw that photograph of that night sky with all the little circles there. Okay, so they counted 60 of them. So these guys in a warehouse are launching these car-sized drones, and nobody knows about it. Nobody's around. Or maybe they have a secret airfield somewhere where they're launching 60 car-sized drones, but nobody noticed, I guess. I mean, we had to wait till they appeared over people's houses and all around town, I guess. So they got to be manned, though, see. Yeah, originally they didn't think they were manned, but because of the control and everything and all the other computing strength and all kind of stuff that needs to be done to operate these things remotely, doesn't sound like they're possible for them to be operated remotely. That's why he just said what he said. Okay, so there's men inside there. And they're going from airfield because I would imagine drones need to be refueled, recharged, or something like that. How long can they fly? Nobody notices them every day, every night for like a week. It's like been for like more than a week, like a week and a half. Okay, flying out of somewhere where nobody noticed. Nobody knows. Okay, so they're thinking about banning all drone activity. Good, do that. Do that. See if they go away. Let's see if that ban will make them go away. So let me think. Okay, so if you're flying a manned drone in public airspace, okay, no airstrips, airfields, airports, nothing knows that you're around, because when you're gonna fly, you need a flight number. You need a pass by the air traffic controllers. See, they're in charge of the airspace and how it goes. So you have to. There's a lot of particulars that are involved with that too. So when you're flying and you are in contact with the air, because you're required to, see, because the air traffic controllers got to know what's in the airspace. Doesn't matter what altitude it is, because you have low-level flying aircraft too. I've got the heliport right near me, police heliport. maybe I should ask one of the officers that comes into my store if he feels comfortable with. Let's see here. Let me read the front of this for you. Okay, it says, what or who is behind the new flood, the flood of drone sightings in New Jersey? A Republican congressman yesterday blamed Iran, which the Department of Defense quickly denied because of all our spy craft and naval craft and spy satellites and high altitude aircraft and all kind of stuff. Nothing's going to be out there. We got the best stuff. Okay, so while Jersey Governor Phil Murphy says people shouldn't worry. See, if the car-sized drone is flying above your house, nothing to worry about that. Just go upstairs, go to bed at night. It's fine. If it loses power, hey, you got insurance, right? Okay, fine. No problem. This is how, they gauge the size of it by the people, eyewitnesses that could gauge it against their house. That's some way to, estimate its approximate size by, comparing it to the size of their house. See? So they take that as a legitimate claim. So flying above your house is cool, man. Right? No problem there. You're okay with that, right? Okay, so let me see what it says. And they won't come out at night, by the way. But no one is giving answers. It says people should worry, but no one is giving answers. Residents have been filming late night lights that hover and then go dark. Oh, well, so they're in the airspace, they are lighting up, and then they go dark. That's safe, right? For other people flying around in the same airspace, like the aviation division of, police department, nothing to worry about there, right? Just things that go blank, dark, suddenly, and hey, it's cool, right? If you fly into them, hey, again, insurance. So it covers everything. Don't worry about it. Okay, and that's, not to mention the other news helicopters and, other small aircraft and, flying at low altitudes or whatever it is. No problem, right? Well, 60 of them, like they said. The mayor there of that town in New Jersey went out with his kids with a glass of wine, decided to look at the night sky, and hey, 60 of them. Okay, all being controlled by somebody. Now they're inside them, 60 of them, coming from somewhere that nobody knows. Secret airstrip in like upstate New York or something like that. But at this point, a lot of upstate New York is inhabited, and even the state parks have all these trails in them and stuff. And I don't know what they're talking about, but I guess it's 60 car-sized drones, easy to see. But I'm trying to see, can you see the propellers on these things? Are there any propellers that you can see? They only said it because they made some kind of noise, like a buzzing noise or something like that, right? Like a humming noise, maybe? Like I discussed, how many months ago, a video I did on UAPs about how some of them make a humming noise that's been reported by people who witnessed them, right? Some of them make a sputtering noise, sounds like electrical sputter, electrical humming, right? That's what the reports say. I don't got nothing to do with it, just telling you. Okay? So, if they made noise, don't surprise me. Like a buzzing, humming, whatever it is, probably electrical sounds. Okay? So, that's what I said, that's the buzzing noise is the propellers, whatever, but I don't see any propellers anywhere. And, there's certainly the lights would be reflecting off these propellers and all kind of stuff. You could see it if you, had the correct kind of forensic photographic imagery computer system. I'm sure, you could nail it down and see if that, but they're not going to bother because, hey, it's a local police department, even though the local police department told the governor that we don't have the kind of equipment to kind of do this kind of investigation. But, hey, there's no threat to public safety. No problem, right? Yeah. You believe that, right? I don't know. I'm not going to be taken for a fool. I'm not fucking stupid. Okay? So when you're flying these things around, and man, you better let the air traffic controllers know where you are too, because you don't want something smashing into you, do you? Okay? Get effing real. Okay? This is a bullshit story of immense proportions. Okay? Let me tell you something. The fact that they're not nervous about it is because they know what they are. See? These are the sort of benign species of biomechanoids that live in space that they already know about since 1947. When they tried to dissect this thing, and they couldn't dissect it because they got nothing on the planet that can burn through its material. Okay? It's made out of some kind of material that's God made. That's all. Okay? Nature made or whatever. Okay? And the things that nature makes far surpasses, or like you want to say that the things that God makes far surpasses any sort of thing that man can make. No problem with that. Okay? Right? Okay, so if these things are living creatures, as I said, it's very simple. They're bioluminescent. There's a whole lot of animals here on Earth. Bioluminescent. They create their own light. They blink and they do all sorts of things, right? Ever see a firefly blinking? Okay, well, that thing is a biomechanoid. It has a machine inside of it that makes light. But it's built in. It's organic. Okay? But the way it blends the chemicals and all kind of stuff, that's the machine that's built into it. See? Just like everything that glows. Right? Alright, so bioelectric, bioluminescent, and biomechanical. Like every single insect that has an exoskeleton on this earth. You know, when you see the beetle open its armor up so its wings can come out and then closes again and all kind of stuff. That's the kind of things these things could possibly be. You know, like I compared them to the plankton, which also are bioluminescent, and silicon skeletal structures. Okay, just think about it. Everything is so above as below. So, as above, so below. So, just think about it for a second. You see these things all over the place. Who's commanding these vehicles in airspace where they got no problem? Even they have to maintain a sort of telemetry with each other, so they don't bang into each other and all kind of stuff. And you're just looking out the window. Do you think these things have a window? I don't know. So they're saying they're manned now. Before they were just drones, but now they're manned and they're operating lawfully over residential airspace that no drones of car-sized drones have ever done before. And people got no problem with that. Nobody said, hey, we're going to allow this over here? That doesn't sound safe to me. Okay, even though you have planes flying overhead, but those in air, you're in air traffic lanes. Your houses are there, so that's the way it is, man. Not everybody wants to live in air traffic lanes, but that's people got to live everywhere, I guess. But nobody's noticing. Well, a lady from Brooklyn said 10 of them were together. So they got some warehouse somewhere. They break them out, get in them, and one by one, and then fly out of there. Nobody notices. It's just a warehouse in the middle of nowhere, I guess. And then, or they're doing it with joysticks or whatever, and then, the Staten Island borough chief there said that, there was 30 of them, these people are seeing them up close and from far away, and they're doing this and they're doing that, and they're doing all kinds of stuff in airspace that they're not keeping any sort of, communication with, other airstrips, you just don't care, who's using whatever flight path right now, So I find this all very hard to believe, number one, that this is their response to this. Like, hey, don't worry about it, it's fine. It's okay. We know what they are. We're not telling you, because you're going to get scared if we tell you what they really are. See? Because we ain't got no control over that. Okay, there's no virus to give them or whatever it is. They already been here for a long time. You know, silicon-based life form. Bacteria. Carbon-based bacteria on them. You just wipe it off with a towel. Nothing happens. So whatever. I'm just saying. This they don't understand what these things are. And I'm trying to tell you, this is a swarm of some species of biomechanoid that's been seen before here. You can see it clearly. If I had my other computers doing it, this at home, I'm at the store. So if I could show you the woodcut there from, 16th century Germany or whatever it was, with the X's in the sky there, they were having a fight. That's what was going on in that woodcut there, So probably predatory species after these X things, right? Like I said, like seals, okay? But the other ones are like orca. That's the ones that are kidnapping people and dressing them up like dolls, taking all their clothes off and putting them back on again and folding them up and doing all these things, because inside them is where the real creature is. Like the beetle just opens his flaps and the wings come out, and they open their flaps and their arms come out. See, just some of them. Not all of them, probably, because it's all different kind of species, just like the plankton and microscopic organisms in the vast oceans of Earth. To something like that, what the ocean is to us. Well, something microscopic is a lot bigger, but it seems like space, but finite space. But I'm just saying this is a bullshit response from the Pentagon. And it sounds to me because they don't really see any issue here or anything like that. Because what could it be? They said they denied it was an Iranian ship. So it's no enemy there. It's just guys in them from somewhere around that are flying around that they expect, hey, local law enforcement is going to take care of it. No problem. Because if they see one hovering over somebody's house, what are they going to do? Shoot it down with a helicopter and, get in a helicopter and shoot a guy, or, they have to call it, the National Guard, but, you got to get the permission from the governor for that, to do that, and ultimately the commander-in-chief and all that kind of stuff. You just can't do whatever you want to do. But, they're operating in airspace and so go to the various airports and everything, and they're manned lawful air vehicles, so they're going to have to register and give a flight plan and all this kind of stuff, just like every other manned flight vehicle. You can't own your own private helicopter and have like a heliport in your backyard and shit. Can't do that. Where is it? Nobody notices it. Where they come from? Far? How do they refuel? The drones have a long-lasting life. They could be up there for what? How many days or whatever it is. So, I don't know. I'm just saying it's, seems the whole thing is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. And the people are really in... They're going to accept this. This is, I guess they think everybody's stupid. That's what it is, I'm just going to give some dumb ass response that doesn't make any sense at all to anybody could think about it. Right? So, I don't know. You take it for what you want to, but, I don't think banning drones is going to stop these things from coming, or even if they are manned drones or whatever. I think these guys obey the law. Come on. They're hovering over people's houses and shit. Yeah, well, I'm hovering. You can't do nothing about it. Yeah, you would want that, right? That's lawful. Sure. Right. Okay. So, in any case, the whole thing is ridiculous, and their lack of any concern just tells me that they know what they are. This is sort of benign species of biomechanoid that they already know about. And they know these things are sentient and all kind of stuff, and, they can think and whatnot, so they don't have to think about it much. It's not going to hurt anybody or do anything, so they don't have to worry about it. It's just going to pester people and, frighten people, I guess, and they're all cool with that. They can't tell you what it really is. You know. But number one, if they said it was like little green men or whatever, they would immediately have to respond. Okay, but saying there's some kind of animal that lives in space, well, what you gonna do about that? You're gonna get a big, you know, uh, you know, uh, dart there, and dart them, and have them, anesthetized there and drugged down and whatnot. What are you gonna do? I'm trying to figure out what they might try to do. You can't shoot them down. They probably tried lots of times already. All these fighter guys tried locking on them, and then they were like 60 miles away in a second. So I don't know, man. Just the whole thing is a bunch of nonsense. From top to bottom about what's being said and everything else, and what people believe these things to be, and all this kind of stuff. I'm telling you, it's all mixed up because of what people have been led to believe. See, they need to know these things are creatures, okay, to be safe, and for somebody to develop some sort of strategy against them or whatever, because, these creatures, creatures are any sort of living creature, persistent, very persistent, and generally don't die easy. Most animals, sure, you can peg them and no problem, but the ones you don't, they don't die so easy, So, in any case, you make of it what it is, but, alright, I don't see any propellers, I see lights, so, lots of organisms make light, you know what I mean? They're all flying around in the family. Yeah, let's go over here. They're all talking to each other and stuff. Like, yeah, what do you see over there? Good, let's fly over there. And it's like no issue whatsoever. The police chopper's not going to come along and be like, hey, what the fuck is going on here? And I talked to the guy. I said, have you ever seen any drones? This is years already. People have been saying they've been seeing these things for years. Other people have. So, and not only that, my buddy Matt told me that he sees these things blink out. He's seen it blink out. I've never seen it blink out. Unless it went, I might have blinked out and I thought it went behind a cloud because it's so far away. Not right underneath it. But Matt said he sees it blink out. Is that safe at night for other aircraft in that airspace at that altitude? I don't think so. Okay, so the notion that it's no threat to public safety is preposterous. Okay, so they know something. They already know what it is. That's why they're not doing nothing about it. There's no threat or anything. They're just these animals that come around every once in a while in groups like this and whatnot, and they very curious and whatnot, and then they go away. After a while. Never thought about it again. So, I'm just saying, man. Okay? I continue the work of Trevor James Constable and Wilhelm Reich and Charles Fort. Okay? This is what they believe. This is what I believe. It's been explained. A couple other people, we don't see their videos anymore or whatever because they just get harangued about them. Okay? Because this is not what the common alternative view is, right? Have you ever heard it on Ancient Aliens? Any mention of it at all? Okay, except for once in a while I mentioned Wilhelm Reich and, not much about what he thought about you going to shoot him down, and they're putting these black clouds in our atmosphere and stuff, So, there's people who didn't have any understanding of it at all, like nobody really does today. It's still a complete mystery. Nobody has actually examined one of these things. Whenever they get a photograph, of these UFOs, things or UAP things, whatever it might be, like 98% of the time, they're like this, blurry, you know? You can't see much of anything, you know what I mean? There's no details there, and it's not taken with a professional telescopic camera and all this kind of stuff. So, you know, I'm just saying, this lame-o response from the national security spokesman there, Kirby, all right, is a bunch of BS, all right? This is indeed a threat to public safety if they really believe that they're drones, manned drones or whatever. If they really, really believe that, then it's totally a threat to public safety, you know? Unreported, unrecognized manned aircraft in airspace just doing whatever, no rapport with the ground, you know, no rapport with other people using the same airspace or any sort of common, you know, interlink between them and whatever. That sounds kind of dangerous for the people who are flying those things around too, doesn't it? So, look, at night, blinking out, now you don't have any lights on. Sure, that's no threat to public safety there, okay? It's nonsense. They know what they are. I'm telling you they do. That's why they gave the response that they gave. Some nonsensical, ridiculous response. You know, if we were to consider what they think they are, okay? Or what I say they are, they know that. See? They don't think they're any sort of manned drone or some shit like that. They don't believe that. They know exactly what they are, right? What I say they are. See, because that's never talked about, ever. See, although it's been with UFO lore all the way back to Charles Fort, the guy who pretty much started it all, right? Okay, so, look, you want to believe the mumbo jumbo that you hear about these things and all the rabbit holes they've sent you down so far and all this kind of stuff because these people just have sort of romanticized view of the universe or something like that, you know, instead of boiling it down to basics, okay? Things live in the most inhospitable places on this planet, okay? Can you imagine other planets too, somewhere in the universe, okay? Things that live in space, because things can live in the most inhospitable environments where nothing else can live, right here on Earth. Okay? It's not as hard to believe. It's not a stretch of the imagination at all. Not at all. Okay? How many times has it been entertaining in science fiction? You know, Star Trek, Star Wars, whatever it is, name a show, they probably had things that lived in space. So, look, folks, all right, just, they're not drones. They're not manned drones, okay? If that's what they're saying it isn't that, okay? That doesn't make any sense. You're going to fly drones around at night, that the lights shut off, and not going to let anybody else in the airspace know that you're there. Does that sound safe to you? It sounds suicidal to me, okay? Think about it, folks. This is baloney. Baloney. And I think the people in New Jersey pretty much are thinking that too. But they don't know where they're at because all they have to go by is the alternative research. And 9 out of 10 times they never heard of what Charles Fort thought of them, or Wilhelm Reich, or Trevor James Thompson. No, he wrote a couple of books. They don't know anything about that because that's not as interesting, see, as Little Green Men and all kind of stuff. That's, you can make up all sorts of songs, ain't civilizations on other planets and all this kind of stuff. But if they're animals that live in space, boy, I don't know what you're going to think about it, but hey, watch out for the predatory ones. Dave Politis will tell you all about it. See? All right, guys. Anyway, Bloodcat 7 signing off. I couldn't let this slide. It's nonsense. Okay, if you believe this shit, I feel sorry for you. I really do. And all the other shit that's said about UFOs in the past, all the books written about them, and you know, archives, whatever it is, it's all nonsense. Okay, shit lives in space, right? Because life is what the universe is about because we're here, right? To give the prime example of it, right? So, anyway, guys, think about it. Think about this stupid statement that was released. It's nonsense, all right? Based on what even they believe, see? So, but we know they really know what they are. They do, since 1947, right? And one of these things died, probably, and just fell to Earth, okay? Anyway, guys, whatever, think about what I said, and don't believe everything you hear from mainstream, or at least learn how to discern what's being said, actually. All right. Anyway, Podcast 7, over and out. Peace.